So, hi everybody. I am Nikhil Prashad Singh, legal associate at SecureDApp. So, today we are unpacking VARA. So, it's Dubai Virtual Regulate Assets Regulatory Authority and its rulebook, how its licenses crypto businesses, and what it means for tokenization and stablecoins, and why global players should care. We'll keep this practical and clear, and I will point out where legal teams and product teams need to act. Okay, so not waiting further, we shall proceed. So, so what is VARA? VARA is Dubai's dedicated regulator for virtual assets. It was established under Dubai's virtual assets laws and and published a comprehensive virtual asset framework, that is rule books and regulations, in 2023, and to govern virtual assets activities across the Emirates outside the DIFC financial free zone. So in short, VARA created an activity based regime that tells firms exactly what's allowed and how to get licensed. So what is the structure of VARA's rule books? So VARA's framework is modular. Think of it as stacks and rule books. So there are compulsory rule books covering company governance, compliance risk, and technology and information and market conduct. And then there are activity rule books for things like custody, exchange, service, lending and borrowing, VA management, broker dealer services, and advisory services. So this is designed so that each license maps to the specific rule that matters for the business model. So for legal teams, this means your licensing checklist is granular, and you don't apply for a vague crypto license. You will have to apply for a specific activity codes and must meet the exact rule books for each activity. So further, what are the licensing and activities, and who needs a VARA license? Any firm carrying out regulated virtual asset activities or into Dubai outside the DIFC, that is very important, needs a VARA license for activity it performs. So whether custody, exchange, token issuance, or asset management, VARA regime requires the applicant to demonstrate governance, capital technology, resilience, AML KYC, and policies specific to that activity. The practical effect: front end marketplaces, custodians, token issuers, and even certain advisors that will need to be licensed if they operate in VARA's jurisdiction. And further, marketing and consumer protection. Okay, so VARA has explicit marketing rules. Ads, influential promotions, and event promotions related to virtual assets must comply with the marketing regulation introduced in 2024. So these rules set responsibility for accuracy, risk disclosure, and prohibitions on misleading promotions. So that's a very, very, very major change. Marketing channels and community managers are now squarely in regulator view. Okay, so further, what is the asset reference tokens and issuance rules? So one area VARA has emphasized is asset reference tokens that reference real world assets or currencies. So VARA publishes issuance rules aiming to become a global standard requirement, include clear legal ownership, custody arrangement, reserve management, disclosure and transparency, and specific operational controls in practice. That means issuers need robust legal structure and audited reserves if they want to tokenize real assets in Dubai. Okay, so if you are tokenized real assets, arts, or fund, VARA expects clarity on who holds title and how value maps to the token. Okay, so it's not just a promotional white paper for you. So what is custody takes and operational resilience? So the technology and information and custody rule books are very, very, very intensive. So VARA requires promote a strong custody segregation, multi-party controls, disaster recovery, penetration testing, and continuity plans. Third-party cloud key management and smart contract audits are under scrutiny for custody services. Expect rules or client segregation and reconciliation similar to traditional finance standards. And further, there are AML KYC and cross-border cooperation. So VARA's compliance regime align with international AML standards. It expects strict KYCs, suspicious activity reporting, and transaction monitoring obligations. Importantly, VARA is also working with UAE federal agencies and other regulators to harmonize rules across the country and recently formalized the coordination with the UAE Securities and Commodities Authority. It enables mutual recognition and joint supervision on some activities. That means cross-border cooperation in increasing the compliance teams must plan for real-time data sharing and joint oversight. Further, what about stablecoin and local currency tokenization? So Dubai wants to be hub for stablecoin and tokenization, but there is a market interest in dirham-pegged stablecoin. So global firms have announced plans to introduce UAE dirham stablecoin, and local partnerships are developing. So through those central banks approvals and coordination matter for currency-pegged products, VARA's rulebook dealing with issuance and asset reference token set clear expectations and around reserves disclosure. Further, what are enforcement and fines and practical risks? So VARA has enforcement powers, license revocation, fines, and public sanctions for misleading marketing for non-compliance. Firms must treat VARA like any major financial regulator. So documented policies, evidence of control, and timely reporting matter. Non-licensed activity is subject to penalties and marketing misconduct is actively policed under the 2024 market regulation. Now, why this matters to the Indian firms and cross-border players. So there is so first of all, Dubai is major regional hub. Having VARA license can enable Middle East operations and access to regional pools or demands tokenized assets. Further, if you plan to offer services from Dubai to Dubai users, VARA licensing and marketing rule apply. So product compliance and legal team must align early. Cross-border tokenization projects will need careful structuring, considering title, custody, investor protection, and where the activity is carried out for licensing purposes. Now, there is a what should be your next steps. So, first of all, you'll have to map activities to VARA activity codes and identify required rulebook. Second, you'll have to start gap assessment for government tech control and custody. Third, prepare marketing compliance, script and influential contracts and event materials need legal review. If planning stablecoins and asset reference token, design legal title and reserve mechanism upfront. Further, you have to engage local counsel and VARA experience compliance advisor very early. So that was a high level tour. So VARA is one of the most detailed activity-based virtual asset regime in the world. It brings clarity, opportunity and opportunity, but also expects firms to meet traditional financial grade standards. So if we want, we can. So this is all for today. So if you would like this video, please share and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get notification for more such videos. Thank you.